Guys, Joshua Peterson, Peterson Electric. Got a funny, neat service call for you today. I used to do appliances 18 years ago, and I did that for about 2.5 years rebuilding things, so I'm kind of familiar with circuitry inside of appliances. But this is a central whole house vacuum cleaner, and we came and serviced it about 18 months ago, and we had some dirty contacts inside of the vacuum piece inside the house, and I can show you that here in a minute. Basically, in a nutshell, the complaint was it wasn't running at all. What we found was a circuit board right here, and for some reason that corrosion on there, you'll see a lot of that kind of corrosion when you work on your car battery. Very similar, low voltage, but seemed kind of fried. Saw a little bit of darkness on the wires. Motor seemed great. So all this board does is power comes in, the LED light says it's on, comes out 24 volts here from this transformer. This is your switch in and out, so it definitely has the 110 coming in. 110 coming in, and then your switch for your leg and your hot coming through this one right here, which then went to this switch right here. I'm going to show you what I did. Really, it said on there 24 volts needed, and I just bypassed it. So I went ahead and took this board out. It was sitting right down in here, okay, and that was your 24 volt connection, which actually states it right there. Okay, class 2 wiring means, class 2 means it's separated from your 110. And we just pulled that out, and I just drilled a hole with a unibit, put a little, it's an RC50 or a 1/2 inch plastic bushing, came in here, and I just have a simple transformer step down. I use them on my Bink, some of those eyeball looking photo doorbells that actually can camera and see who's there at the front door. And but this is 10 volts, 16 and 24. So I went here to here and I got my 28 volts. Kind of good. I ran a little bit more on the voltage, a little bit richer. Then I just came in and rewired. Right here is the leg going to the switch, no different than a dryer switch. When you shut your dryer door, you continue power through. This guy right here comes back and wires up. And I got 2 motors. Now what I did is I had plugged this in, and I jumpered this motor. It's a 110 volt, and that is going to be the exhaust. And this motor right down here is the suction. And I jumpered each one individually, and I knew they were running fine. Put my amp probe on it. And then when I did that, I just paralleled my transformer. Here's my neutral. Here's my hot. And then this guy's the power in, and then back over on the switch leg. So the transformer actually stays off when I don't need it. And yeah, I'll just hit it. And I put an amp probe on this guy right here, or excuse me, my voltmeter, and I was getting 28 volts. And then I put an amp probe here, which again, this is just a simple 110 volt circuit, dedicated 20 amp. This meter's got a little true RMS, so it'll catch what that's coming in at, the voltage. It'll kind of take a quick picture. Inrush current 30 amps, but it shouldn't stay there that long because my breakers are time delayed. So it's got a start run on the winding, real simple. These motors are just real simple, almost like a garbage disposal. But they breathe really well with all these vents, so you want to make sure these filters are changed quite often and clean them out. Don't leave that stuff piling up, guys. That's what will suffocate these motors. But in here, you can tell he cleans his filters well because it's really clean. Okay, so I tested everything before I just did that. I'm going to turn that on and show you. I actually have better suction than we could tell from last year. So this, again, is a port he can plug in right here. No different than inside. So really good suction. Now you don't want to leave that on. You can hear the motor right now start to wind up a little harder. It will balance down a little bit. So these motors that I can tell, according to Article 430.52, don't have a thermal protection. They may be designed inside it, I'm not sure, but I do know for sure that our breaker is a hacker type breaker and it will trip. It wouldn't hurt if you decided, you know, we could throw an arc fault receptacle on this and that would be better than not having anything. To today's code, we have to have a GFCI serve every outlet and every light in a garage and a crawl space now. So it's a little different on code, so don't forget to update. To my knowledge yet, as of 2017 of April, I have not seen a combo type receptacle that's a dual hybrid GFCI/arc fault, rated of course at 20 amp. So that probably will come out soon, but you could get a breaker. But don't forget, yeah, you could just go ahead and arc fault that. If you say, hey, in the garage, should I arc fault versus GFCI? Well, common sense is that you're really not going to reach up there that high all the time to use a GFCI. So I would put an arc fault there, and that would really help you out if you felt like that was going to arc at all. All right, guys, thanks for joining us.